Hey, this is Anton Gunn. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this brief video. We're now in week 2 of the coronavirus crisis that has kept us locked in our homes for some of us more than 10 days, a few of us just a week. And we don't know when this is going to end. But what I want to say to you right now, you've had the first week to adjust to the crisis and to figure out that this is real and this is not going to change. But now, by the time you got to the end of the week, you're probably consumed with new news and updates about how many people have died or how many people got infected or how many people got tested. Here's what I want to tell you. You're at the point now in week 2, you cannot panic. You cannot be consumed by the negative information. If you want to survive and get through this, the first thing you got to understand is that you have to protect your mindset. When I mean protect your mindset, there's only so much negative information you can take in before it starts to affect you mentally, before it starts to affect you physically and emotionally. And if you become a mess physically, mentally, and emotionally, you won't be able to survive this in the way that you should. And so in order to survive this, you got to learn how to protect your mindset. So I want to give you a few things that you can do to protect your mindset during this crisis. The first thing you can do is you can lean into the crisis and try to find the good in every day, the good in everything. See, the best leaders always find the silver lining in whatever dark cloud is looming above their head. Whatever challenge they're dealing with, there's always a positive lesson to be learned from it. So maybe in this time that you're stuck at home and you can't go out to work like you normally do, maybe this is time for you to actually get some rest and get 8 hours of sleep because you lost an hour commute time each way. That's 2 more hours of sleep that you can get. Or maybe this is more time to spend with your family. Whatever it is, you got to take the opportunity to literally lean in to this crisis and try to find the good in every day. Maybe take stock of one positive thing that this might mean for you or your family. You got to figure out what it is. That's the first step, is to lean in. The second thing around protecting your mindset is you got to limit the amount of negative information that you consume. See, we have 24-hour news channels, and most of us already watch too much TV, but now that we're at home, we're forcing ourselves to sit in front of the TV and maybe consume 10 or 12 hours of news waiting for the next shoe to drop about the coronavirus. Well, guess what? That's not good for you. That's impacting you in a negative way. So what you got to do is you got to turn off the television. And I'm not saying become completely uninformed to what's going on. I'm saying limit the bad news that comes into you every day. So maybe pick an hour in the morning and watch the morning news to get a sense of what has transpired overnight. And then turn it off. And then at the end of the day, watch the news again to learn what's happened throughout the day. 2 hours of news is the max that you need. Matter of fact, you may only need an hour, 30 minutes each time. But the point is, limit the amount of negative and bad news that you take in, because most of the news that you get is bad news. The third thing you can do when you turn off the television, you can replace that bad news with something good. Find a good podcast. I will tell you this, now that we're all at home, podcasts are definitely not going out of style. More people are creating them every day. You can find a good podcast that adds value to, that shares some positive information, maybe a good story, maybe the silver lining in all of this. But you have to find some way to get you some positive information. So a podcast, an audible book, or audible book that you can listen to over the phone. Maybe you can find a way to find a good book if you got any at home that you haven't read and read 15 pages a day. Whatever it is, you got to replace that negative energy with some positive energy. That's how you protect your mindset. The next thing I want to tell you got to do is you got to find a way to give yourself some positive affirmation each day. And that might be reading your good book, whether it's the Bible, the Quran, or the Torah. I don't know what you read, but you got to read the good book and find some wisdom in the day, something for you to hold on to and to take and carry the next day. Or worst case scenario, just find something positive to say about yourself. That's going to help to shield your mindset. And the last thing that I'll tell you to do is you got to surround yourself virtually with good people. You can't surround yourself in person with good people, but you need to make a list of 5 friends, 5 people who will give you positive messages or say something good to speak to your spirit during this time. We all need to surround ourselves with good people. And if you don't have some good friends who can add value, but instead they just want to tell you the bad thing that happened to them, then you got to cut those folks out and find some people to replace them with. And I'm pretty sure that there are plenty of great networks that you can connect with to help you to find good people to be around and protect your mindset virtually. This is what I want to offer to you. So I hope you take this message to heart, do your part to protect your mindset, and have a fantastic day. Take care.